right now in the country, but looking to make a name for himself against a very talented wrestler.
This is one of those Penn State hammers that they were hoping to have in the lineup. And anytime you have a returning NCAA champ in your lineup, you're going to feel good about your chances of putting them out on the mat. Ferrante, though, up a weight class from 2 years ago and has shown some good work early this season. Has a couple losses, but has really grown into the weight figuratively and literally over the last few weeks. So it's going to be an interesting matchup here.
Nick Lee, a four-time All-American, won the NCAA title last year with a record of 13-1, full-time All-American in high school. Well, actually, no, at Penn State. Yeah, I know. He's fifth season, I know, with the COVID and everything. He is a senior plus, which means he is taking advantage of that COVID year. He's been academic All-Big Ten the last 3 years as well. But Carmen Ferrante was an NCAA qualifier at 125 pounds. The last time that Penn wrestled, of course, they did not wrestle last year. Well, there's Nick Lee getting in and getting the first takedown for Penn State of the night. And for the Nittany Lions, their first lead at 2-0 for Nick Lee.
And Nick Lee doing a great job of just winning the hand fight, winning position, getting to his attack, and getting to a really good high crotch and a clean finish for that first takedown for Penn State in this dual meet. Ferrante right up to his feet and gets the escape, though. Good for him. Work his way back up.
Ferrante with the escape. So interesting, these wrestlers are both very decorated in high school. Ferrante from Newton, New Jersey, Bergen Catholic. Oh, boy, there's another takedown for Nick Lee. Nick Lee won the junior freestyle championship while he was in high school, which you don't hear very often. But Carmen Ferrante was ranked #1 at his weight class in high school as well. So these are two very accomplished wrestlers as high schoolers and are just getting better and better as they get into their collegiate careers.
Yeah, absolutely. Ferrante a little bit younger than Nick Lee, obviously, but Nick Lee has had just an outstanding career at Penn State and has just gotten better and better every single year that he's wrestled. Doesn't have a ton of matches yet this year. Looks like he's probably a little banged up. One of the toughest parts of college wrestling is staying healthy throughout your career. So hopefully Nick continues to get himself healthy, continues to get better as the season goes on, because he's one heck of a fun wrestler to watch.
This is Penn State's second dual meet of the year. Their first was at home at Rec Hall Thursday, the 18th of November. They demolished Army 32-7. Nick Lee getting an easy win in that one. Actually, Lee wrestled against Penn 2 years ago, and it was actually Doug Zapp that he beat 13-4 against the Quakers a couple of years ago. We have a caution as we have the officials making sure that when they get down into position that they don't go too early.
Lee leading 4-1 here with 40 seconds to go in the first period. He does have riding time up over a minute and ticking up. Doing a good job of just dominating tough ride on top. Penn State guys are notorious for this back ankle ride and just really stymieing guys on bottom, not giving them any breathing room to try and get up to their feet. Nick Lee probably one of the best in the team at doing that. And now he's got a leg in on that right side.
It's making it hard for Ferrante to get a base to get that escape from.
Yeah, Lee's working hard to break him down here. Ferrante is doing a good job of keeping his base, but Lee really is just kind of got a solid hold of him with that leg in on top.
Nearing the end of the first period, and it appears Nick Lee will take a 4-1 lead into period number 2. This is the third bout of the night. Penn winning the first 2 bouts, and with a 7-0 advantage in the match. Again, 10 bouts tonight. Go all the way up to heavyweights. We'll have a little break after our 5th match of the night.
A lot of interesting matchups coming up throughout this dual meet. Nick Lee, obviously one of Penn State's studs in this lineup tonight. But with Aaron Brooks being out at 184, you know, you still have some real monsters and studs up top of that lineup. But Penn State uncharacteristically not as strong as they've been in past years, between 149 and 165 pounds. And those matches look like, on paper at least, they should be some good matches.
Nice escape for Ferrante, so he closes the gap to 4-2, but he's still got the riding disadvantage that he has to overcome at some point, or just get a lot more points pretty quickly.
Scoring points on Nick Lee is not an easy thing to do, so Ferrante is really going to have to open up and get himself on his offense as best he can. Nick Lee with those long arms doing a great job of just sucking in that leg attack, even when it looks like he can't get to it. in deep on a single leg here, working to try and get to that corner. Ferrante fighting hard with that whizzer, but not able to fend him off. Nick Lee with another takedown here in the second period.
Right now, it appears that Lee is trying to maybe get some more takedowns and try to get a major decision of his own. So,
yeah, if you're Cale Sanderson and the Penn State coaches, this is a matchup you're looking at and you're saying, hey, this is where we start to catch back up in this dual meet score. Because Nick Lee, obviously, #1 guy in the country, wrestling somebody not quite as highly ranked. You wanted to say on paper when you look at this, hey, we need bonus points out of you.
but this will certainly help Carmen Ferrante in the future, wrestling a guy this good. You really learn a lot about yourself and learn some things.
Yeah, absolutely. And Carmen up at a new weight class, wrestling the #1 guy in the country at that weight class. I mean, scoring points and staying competitive in this match, obviously that's not what you want to do. You want to win. But as you're adjusting to a new weight, you got to be feeling good about yourself that you're staying in this match going into a second, third period. So Carmen doing a good job escaping from honestly one of the better top guys in the country.
So another escape, so it's 6-3 now in favor of Nick Lee. Ferrante trying to find a way to get that single leg, and boy, Lee is so quick to spread out and get those legs out of range.
Yeah, we talked about Kolioko's positioning in that last match and just how good his head position is and how good he was at using his head and hands to control the tie-ups and control the match. Nick Lee takes that to a next level, to be honest. I mean, Ferrante doing a great job of trying to attack, but he just can't get past Nick Lee's head and hands to get to his legs.
So we're 2 periods into this third bout of the night. Carmen Ferrante for Penn trailing #1 in the country, Nick Lee for Penn State. Lee will take the down position as we begin period number 3.
As we go into this third period here, Nick Lee, a wrestler known for his pace and how hard he wrestles throughout matches, looks a little bit fatigued here going into the third period, and I have to wonder if that knee injury might be impacting him a little bit. Obviously, Ferrante's got a lot of work to do to get back in this match, but Lee doesn't look like his normal energetic, high-paced self at the moment.
Ferrante doing a good job of getting him back down to the floor and maintaining that riding advantage, trying to eat into that riding time, though he has 51 seconds to erase and only 1 minute and 36 seconds left in the period to do it. It's going to be a pretty tall order.
Yeah, absolutely. 151 riding time really makes it tough to erase that riding time and find a way to get enough points to get back in this match. So curious to see what the Penn coaches do here as we get into the later parts of this third period in this match.
So now that was an interesting attempt by Nick Lee to reverse this.
Yeah, it's a sneaky reversal attempt by Nick Lee there to try and cartwheel over a claw ride. Ferrante wise to that, though, and did a good job of adjusting and getting himself out of it. What could have been a really dangerous position. And you can feel a little bit of a momentum shift here in this matchup. Nick Lee really struggling to get off bottom. Ferrante doing a heck of a job of riding tough on top.
Carmen Ferrante working really, really hard to eat into this advantage of riding time, but he's still got that 3-point disadvantage he has to deal with, too, so he's got to find a way to get some points. Back points would be the best from this position, but Nick Lee's not the easiest guy to get flipped over.
Nick Lee's riding time down to just about a minute now.
That was nearly a costly mistake by Nick Lee, who tried to get a reversal and for an instant had his shoulders square to the mat. The riding time advantage is now done.
Penn wrestling fans here calling for stalling on bottom on Nick Lee. I don't know what the official is going to call that, but riding time has been erased. Only 20 seconds to go here in the third period. So Ferrante has made the decision. He's going to try and turn Nick Lee to win this match. There's the stalling call. 13 seconds left to go. And it looks like Carmen Ferrante will ride out this match. He's erased the riding time for Nick Lee, but Nick Lee's going to take the 6-3 victory, and Penn State will be on the board. But if you're Penn, you feel good about what just happened in that match.
So it may be a loss on the scoreboard, but it's a little bit of a win mentally for Carmen Ferrante, showing the mental toughness and the physical toughness to hang in there with a truly talented wrestler. So Penn State gets the win, they get the 3 points, and they eat into the Penn advantage. Penn leading the match 7-3 as we go to bout number 4. at 149 pounds. We have two pretty evenly matched in the rankings wrestlers.
Yeah, we've got Anthony Artolona of Penn, who honestly has not wrestled in almost 3 years now due to a combination of injuries and COVID. Bo Bartlett